I saw this on Pinterest. Asking a survivor to stay silent about their pain or about injustices for your personal comfort is like abusing them all over again. You wouldn't silence someone talking about a physical injury. You wouldn't silence someone reporting a crime. Yet emotional and psychological abuse remains one of the few instances where the victims are blamed, interrogated, gaslighted, shamed, and judged, where they are told they deserve it and should expect it, and where they are persecuted as the offenders for the very crimes they have to endure. You see, silencing a survivor, whether intentionally or out of discomfort, is an act that compounds their trauma. When someone shares their pain or speaks out against the injustices they have suffered, they are not just recounting events, they are reclaiming their voice, their truth, and their power. Asking them to suppress that truth for the sake of your personal comfort is not just dismissive, it is re traumatizing. It echoes the very dynamics of control and suppression they fought to escape. Imagine witnessing someone with a visible, severe wound and telling them to stop talking about it because it makes you uncomfortable. That would be unthinkable. You wouldn't shame someone for discussing their broken arm or telling a burned victim to just get over it. If a person reports a physical assault or a robbery, they are met with concern and validation. Society generally recognizes that victims of crime deserve justice, support, and the right to tell their stories. Yet, when it comes to emotional and psychological abuse, the response is vastly different. Instead of offering support, survivors are met with skepticism, interrogation, and blame. Their experiences are minimized, and their pain dismissed as drama or overreacting. They are told they should have seen it coming, that they chose to be in that situation, or that it's simply a part of life they need to endure. Even worse, when they dare to speak out, they're often accused of being the problem, of exaggerating, of seeking attention, troublemaking, or of trying to ruin the reputation of their abuser. This twisted reversal of roles is one of the most insidious aspects of psychological abuse. The victim, already struggling to process their trauma, is treated as the offender while their abuser remains protected, often enabled by the very people who claim to care about justice. The unspoken rule seems to be if the wounds aren't visible, they don't count. If the scars are on the soul rather than the skin, then the pain must not be real. But pain is pain. And silence is not neutrality, it is complicity. Asking a survivor to suppress their story to make others more comfortable is not just an act of indifference. It is a reinforcement of the very oppression that harmed them in the first place. True healing begins when we allow survivors to speak, to be heard, and to be believed without shame, without judgment, and without being made to feel like their suffering is an inconvenience.